I think that the Walmart should not be put in because it takes all the business away from all the mom and pop stores and the small businesses that really need the money.
And it doesn't let the small family-owned businesses make any more money, and it could put them out of business.
Because it kills a lot of small businesses.
Because I don't want the other companies and small companies to get sold out.
The bigger the organization it is, the more it'll like over-represent all the other stores that are like big in our city.
It's all the little like grocery stores that most people that people shop at, and a lot of people here like go to farmers markets and join CSAs and things. Is that helps our local economy a lot more, and if you were to shop at Walmart, that really hurts it. So it's like almost like in the long run, it's better for us if we don't have it. And it's like we already have regular Walmart. I don't understand why we need like a super Walmart.
You know, I think we fail too often to recognize the daily heroism of the people who build, people who make things, not the people who create complicated financial products that only enrich themselves, but people who actually build things. I'm talking about people who come home with their hands dirty. I love it whenever I see a big American flag flying over your cranes or the tallest eye-bar of a building under construction, because to me, that work site from which you're flying that flag is as much a patriotic expression of all of you as the flag itself is. You're the men and women, you're the guys at the heart and soul, and I might add the spine of this nation.
Jefferson said in his first address to Congress that agriculture, manufacturing, commerce, and navigation, the four pillars of prosperity, are most thriving when left most free to individual enterprise. I think America is great for many reasons. We have more arable land than any other country. We have a great natural resource in land. But I think it's important that we know it's not just land, it's the people farming the land. And it's the system that we have, the system, the American system of private property and profit and earning and being able to reap what you sow. I think this cannot be stated enough. When I was a boy, I knew an old man who came from the Ukraine, and he fought in the Tsar's army. And it wasn't because he was particularly enamored of the Tsar, but he was a farmer, and they had an acre or two, and they didn't like the idea that the Bolsheviks were going to take their land and divide it up. It is important that we know that farmers work hard and that they can reap what they sow, that farmers can earn and take home the fruits of their labor. I think that as farmers work hard, and that anyone who works from the sweat of their brow knows that they don't want an overzealous government that gets involved with growing their crops or where they can dig a pond on their land. I will fight to keep an overzealous government out of your way. Yesterday, Jim DeMint introduced a permanent repeal of the estate tax. I support him in this, and it's a clear distinction between myself, President Obama, and my opponent who want to bring the estate tax back. I will fight to get rid of the estate tax, and I will not let the estate tax come back. I will fight for the Kentucky farmer against an overzealous government, and I will fight to keep your livelihood free of overzealous regulators. Thank you very much.
Mr. Conley.
Use the podium. Thank you, Ms. Cheney. I appreciate that very much. And I appreciate the references to Thomas Jefferson, who I admire very much, and the Czar. But this is really about putting Kentucky first. As Mr. Haney mentioned in his opening remarks, my father grew up on a family farm in Union County. I remember going home to see my grandparents when I was a little kid, and in August, about corn picking time, my granddad, who was about 6 feet 6 inches tall and used to always wear a big hat, would take me out picking corn down around a community called Henshaw down in Union County. And I was a little boy, and I'd always get lost amidst the corn, and I have a really, really salient memory of looking for my granddad's hat, just trying to figure out where I was. But from those days, I got an abiding sense of how important farms are to Kentucky. And as your next United States Senator, I'm always going to put Kentucky first. I'm not going to come up with a risky scheme. I'm not going to come up with a radical scheme. I'm always going to put Kentucky first. Kentucky has the 4th highest number of farms of any state in the country. We have 85,000 farms in this state that got about over $400 million, I believe, in price floor assistance and assistance from the Farm Bill. And ladies and gentlemen, let me be clear. I view this as a security issue, a food security issue. And what we're going to talk about here today is the fact that here in the United States, we spend about 10% of our disposable income on food. In other countries like China, it's 32%. Some European countries, it's double what we spend. We have a system in place where we are protecting food security, and we need to have as a goal increasing net farm income. That's what's important. That's what's important. And throughout my term as a public servant, as your Attorney General, I've reached across the aisle on a number of different issues to our Kentucky State Senate to try to make certain we worked in a bipartisan fashion. And what I say to you today is when it comes time to reauthorize the 2012 Farm Bill and to make certain that Kentucky is taken care of and that we are raising net farm income, I will stand up, I will do it in a bipartisan